Hey, and welcome to the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast. I'm Serena Shoup, CPA, a mom of three, and I've been running a virtual bookkeeping business from my home since 2017. You are in the right place if you are a bookkeeper, accountant, or an accounting student, and you believe and know in your heart that your purpose is bigger than sitting in a cubicle. If you're ready to learn some actionable tips and strategies for starting and growing your accounting business, then I hope you stick around. Welcome back to the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast. Today, I have a super duper special guest on today, Erin Pohan. She is the founder and owner of UpKeeping. Why am I stumbling over my words? I'm just like way too excited. But welcome, Erin. How are you?
I am so good. This is like full circle because I've been on the podcast in a much smaller capacity several years ago now when I was just starting out. I am a lifelong ambitious bookkeeper student. So this is so great to be here.
Yeah, it's so awesome. So for our listener to have a little background of like how we met and why you're here today, in case you want to go back and listen to the previous episode we did, I will link it in the show notes. At this point, I don't even remember what number it was or what year.
Same.
But it was probably one of the student spotlight episodes that we did. And Erin has been a bookkeeping business accelerator student since
2021.
2021. Okay, so that was probably the first or second cohort that I did like the live launch with. I would say you're an OG
I'm
at
an
this
OG.
point.
For sure. Yeah. And I feel like it. And sometimes I still pop into the VIP meetings and I'm like, see,
Mhm.
take advantage.
Yeah, I love it. I love having you there and you're so helpful in the group. So, yeah, it's really awesome to be able to see like you grow, and I'm always there to support people throughout their journey. So,
I am a testament to
um
that. Yes. Just,
yeah.
yeah, you have been a mentor since the beginning. And honestly, I mean, this is like the Ambitious Bookkeeper podcast, right? But this is also like a little marketing plug for the Ambitious Bookkeeper because I feel like I'm like your greatest ambassador. I just love it so much, just the
Oh,
support.
thank
And
you.
honestly, I would not be where I am today without your targeted ad on Facebook or something back then. But
I know.
which is wild because I was working for another firm and I had like one side client and I was not getting my own clients, besides
Mhm.
that one hobby client, working for someone else's clients and just not very happy. And then I saw that ad and it was like, run your own bookkeeping business. And I was like, okay, we'll see. And I mean, like that catapulted me into this whole wild, wild west world of a
I
bookkeeping
know.
firm. And it's been great.
That's so awesome. And just like, it's a testament to like sometimes, maybe not our listeners here, because I think bookkeeping is a little bit different to run ads too. But for anyone that maybe has like a different type of business or like a lot of our clients, a lot of people are afraid to run ads, but like it literally helps people. Like when you can get in front of the right people, it can help people. So it's just like selling. Don't like look at it as selling. It's more of like serving. So I look at ads the same way as like this is enabling me to reach people that wouldn't have otherwise heard about me or what I do, even like even if I can just plant that seed in someone that decides to not even go through my program or anything, like, hey, it gets more bookkeepers out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah. And we all know that's needed. So.
yeah, absolutely. So let's rewind a little bit and give us, for anyone who doesn't know who you are, give us a little background on yourself, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I was just on Alyssa Lang, your Biz Besties podcast, and when
Mhm.
she asked me to share about myself, I realized that 2025 hits year 20 of working within the accounting industry in some capacity. So I actually started at a Walmart in Virginia. I had just moved back home after making stupid mistakes in Cleveland, where I'm from, and my parents lived in Virginia. Had to get a job, worked at customer service during Christmas time at a Walmart. It was terrible. And immediately after that, they were like, there's a position open in the accounting office, which is just behind that locked door. And I was like, okay, I'm in. I just need a break from people at this moment. So
Yeah.
I started working That was my first ever accounting role. And from there, I was going to a community college in Virginia. I actually started as a marketing major and switched over to accounting as soon as I took Accounting 101, because I was the only person in that class who was like, this is awesome. And everyone was like hating their life. So from there, I ended up marrying a Marine, and we lived all over the country and the world. And I picked up roles at CPA firms who were so gracious to let a military spouse work for however long they had me. And I ended up working in the educational sector to help universities and publishers with their accounting content as well, which was great because I lived in Japan at one point for 3 years and was able to start that job there and still add to my resume, which was wonderful. And then upkeeping, just because of you and the Ambitious Bookkeeper, started in 2021. And so I've been running that in this new chapter of my life. Honestly, we are now a small team of 4 of us. I've got 3
Mhm.
part-time employees, and we're here in Seattle, but we serve clients all over the country. And I think we're maybe up to 40. It keeps fluctuating, but yeah, I think we're up to
Mhm.
40 clients now.
Awesome. That's so exciting to hear like where people are at in their journey and like especially since we've been connected for so long. It's just been so fun to watch you grow and do all this cool stuff like the conference that you're putting on. So do you want to talk a little bit about that
Yeah.
and how that came about?
Yeah, so we are putting on a 1-day live event here in Seattle. It is on May 22nd, and even though it is in Seattle, it is for anyone who wants to make the trip. And it's been really exciting because we've already went through our pre-sale and we're selling regular tickets, and women from all over the country are buying their tickets. And so this event is for women in accounting and finance. The acronym is WAVE. It's Women in Accounting and Finance, Visionary and Entrepreneurs. So it's the idea that I knew there were women here in this general region, whether it's Seattle, Washington, West Coast, that love what they do. They're very passionate about the accounting industry. They want to grow within their roles or their firms, and they're tired of jumping on an airplane to Orlando to like meet other people in the accounting industry, because I feel like so
Mhm.
many of the conferences are over there, which is great, but it's
Mhm.
expensive. So I figured, well, if we put something on here, maybe everyone will come out of the woodwork. And I feel like that's exactly what is happening. Just today, I think we got like, probably because of Alyssa's podcast, we have 3 more attendees signed up and ready to come. And I'm looking at their address. I'm like, okay, Washington, Washington, Washington. So they are
Awesome.
here. We do
Yeah.
exist. And so someone just needed to put something together for people to want
Mhm.
to come. So this event, I call it a proference, and I can't take credit for that, but I just love it so much, is for women in accounting, as I mentioned. And we will have speakers. We have, what I'm really excited about is a peer strategy session, which
Mhm.
will be facilitated by an expert leader who does this for a living. She puts peer boards together. So she'll lead us as a group into a conversation about a few key pain points that most of us struggle with the idea of, this is what it looks like to bring your vulnerability or your weakness to the table and have others help you and collaborate.
That's awesome. I love that idea. That's something that Alyssa and I did on a really small scale this last December in Scottsdale. It was kind of like on a whim where we did like an advisory board basically of we just threw it out there. We sent out like one, maybe 2 emails, both of us, and invited people to come meet with us in Scottsdale for a day and do like a board strategy session. And it was amazing. And yeah, the vulnerability that it requires.
Yes. And I mean,
There were tears shed.
and that's okay. And I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful. And really, that's the heart of this event, is to, be around people who want to grow, who want to support others' growth. Because at the end of the day, the future of accounting in this industry is collaboration. It's coming
Mhm.
together to support, to encourage, to be there for the hard days so that way we don't quit or we don't give up and
Yeah.
we can continue to change the industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of the more exciting things about the event is that you and Alyssa will be taking the stage, and I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see what this develops into. But it will be a live podcast that we'll be able to share with the world after. And I purposefully wanted it to be you and Alyssa because you both are amazing examples of taking something and making so much more from it. So you're like, you continue to be seeds that keep growing. And then not only that, you also support so many other
Mm.
pursuits within your own growth. So I think it just aligns really well. You're also so much about community, obviously, and the whole biz bestie thing. I just love that.
Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. Yeah, when I saw that you were putting on the conference, I was like, I want to sponsor it, so please tell me how.
Yes. Yeah. So you guys are
um,
also sponsors. You're
yeah,
co-sponsoring. So that's fun
yeah.
too.
We're gonna do a booth together. So Alyssa has a cool vision for that. So hopefully it comes together the way that she wants it to. I'm kind of like with the two of us when it comes to like organizing, like I'm good at organizing things, but like I love letting Alyssa take the lead because she always has these like great ideas and she's really good at like making it happen. And sometimes I feel like I'm just along for the ride. I just got lucky and got like a really good biz bestie that just can like do everything. But yeah, so I'm excited to see her vision come to life. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm going to keep my mouth
Yeah,
shut on that
she's
one.
all about the surprise for sure.
But yeah, when I reached out to you about sponsoring, I don't remember, maybe it was part of that conversation, but you were like, I had a dream
Yes, yeah.
that you guys, I don't know, tell me about what your dream was because I can't quite remember the details of it
Yeah,
now.
well, it's funny because it's like, was it a dream or was I awake? Because I was suffering through this weird illness that I'm still figuring out, and I was on this steroid pack, and I could not sleep for like 2 weeks. I was just laying in bed, and it's one of those things where is am I awake or
Mhm.
have I been sleeping? I can't tell. But the thought of having you and Alyssa up on the stage during the event popped into my head. And so when you reached out, I think you were like, are you doing sponsorships? Or maybe
Mhm.
you had seen something I had posted. And I was like, yes. And also, I had a dream. And you were like, yeah, Alyssa's here. We're in. And so I just
Yeah.
love how easy that was to just make happen because I just feel like it's so aligned with everything you guys are doing and what the event means and will mean to the women who get to be in attendance.
Yeah, so I'm so excited for this and I am very very impressed with your ability to put together an event while also supporting 40 clients. I know you have a team, but still it's like a lot to carry. So, can you talk about that and how you've been working through that and balancing that because I think like it's good to be a little bit transparent about those kinds of things. So can you talk about like what it's been like to balance bringing this vision to life? And I know it's not quite there yet, but I'm sure that it's a lot to hold this dream and vision while also holding the dream and vision of your business. I mean, I do the same thing, so I get it, but an event is a totally different undertaking than running two businesses that are running.
Yeah, and to be fully transparent, I work a ton. It's not like I'm gonna sit here and say, "Yeah, I'm doing this all between 9 AM and 3 PM every day, and, I still have time to do all the things." I don't.
Mhm.
It is currently January, it is busy season, but I feel like if I were going to plan an event at any point of a year, doing so in November/December timeframe was the best time because things are really slowing down at the end of the year for us
Mhm.
at UpKeeping, and I knew January was right around the corner. I don't know if anyone else has, like, January scaries, but I do. So I was like, "Let me get as much done as I can right now." So I was, reaching out to speakers and sponsors and having those conversations knowing that January is gonna be pretty packed, and I'll have to focus on upkeeping and our clients. So I feel like I set up the event enough that we can take this little break for me to focus on upkeeping and then pick right back up in February. And that's also
Yeah.
very much the intent of why the event is in May, because not only does that still give us time, we have a great volunteer committee who all accountants, all same busy season. So the idea is I'm not going to bother you during January with this.
Mhm.
I know we'll pick right back up in February, and then the event's in May. So post tax season for anyone who does tax services, and maybe a little respite if you're going to take a trip to Seattle.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm trying to remember if I had other questions about the whole event situation.
Yeah,
Um,
I can talk so much
yeah,
about it. Like I can so the tickets are $397. We made it really accessible for anyone who wants to come, especially I know if people are coming from out of town, the flight and hotel costs add up really quick. So we also have a hotel room block with a really affordable nightly rate. And the ticket gets you not only the event day itself, which is 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. It comes with the breakfast and the lunch and the chocolate afternoon snack and full day beverage cart and access to, I think we're going the Slack route, but a Slack channel for attendees to hang out and get to know each other before the conference, set up pre or post conference events. If anyone comes in early and wants to grab dinner or stays late and wants to do something fun. But again, the idea with this is building community, and it's going to have lasting impact before and after.
awesome. Yeah, that's incredible. Like that is incredible to include 2 meals and snacks and drinks for that ticket price. And that's why you need sponsors.
Exactly. Yeah. So
So,
very thankful for sponsors.
yeah. Yeah, that's super exciting. So, yeah, I'm like not a party planner. So the thought of putting on an event, that's part of why I love doing collaborations with Alyssa because she loves doing that stuff. But to me, like planning an event or even planning a birthday party for my kids stresses me out so hardcore. And I'm like, I could not ever plan like an event for hundreds of people, but maybe one day I'll work past that. But I'm totally happy to like, I'm that parent that's like, I'm not going to be the room mom, but I will come and volunteer if someone else is organizing and I will donate supplies and I will donate money.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how I feel with sponsorships. I'm like, I'm also sponsoring a podcast conference, moms in podcasting conference. So it's like a very niche little conference as well. It's like, again, a 1 day thing. It's in Tennessee. I went to it last year, but this year I was like, I want to be a sponsor. And she was like, which package do you want? Like, because different sponsor levels can get you on stage or whatever. And I was like, I want to do this level, but I don't really want to talk in front of people. I just want to be there and participate. Like, I want to be able to enjoy it. And so, yeah, I'll get up and do like a 5 minute spiel or whatever. But yeah, I was like, I'm already going to be at, your
I love
conference.
how you say that. Yet here we are, what, 3 months post you getting on ZeroCon's conference stage and singing. So
Singing is way easier than talking.
you are crazy. I beg to differ, and I think that's amazing that you actually think that.
I mean, it's taken some mindset shifts to get there for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
and the fact that I wasn't alone on that stage helped a ton. Both of us were like a buddy system with that. It was like, that's why I was there to support Scotty. And I didn't feel like, the spotlight wasn't really on me completely, although like it was a big stage in a room of like a couple thousand people, which is by far the biggest audience I've ever been on stage in front of. But for some reason, like, I don't know, I guess all the work I put in paid off on like meditating and all the
I don't
things.
know for anyone who's listening, like if you felt the same way I did when all of that came to light, that's what happened at ZeroCon. But I was like, and this, my friends, is what it looks like when you go after your dreams.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
that
yeah.
was just like goals. It was really cool to just
Yeah.
even just experience through social media.
it's not even just like going after your dreams, but I mean, you kind of touched on it before, how you like you just kind of like asked the question, the dream that you had. You're like, I would love to have you both on stage. And we're like, heck yes. That's kind of how like the ZeroCon thing happened, because of the relationships that you build. So it's not just that you have the dream and just that you're working toward it, but like you actually have to put yourself in the circle of the right people. And it's not like I ever had the intention of doing that. Yes, ZeroCon stage has been on my dream board since like 2021, but it was like, maybe someday I will speak on that stage. It was like a dream stage to speak on. And so the like leading up to that since 2021 was, I didn't wasn't like keeping that in my like goals of like doing things to get me towards that. It was more like, because I have that vision, I'm now putting myself in the room with other people that are all about zero. I happen to go to those conferences and meet people. And I met Scott there, the first ZeroCon, and we started talking about podcasting. And then like it's all about like having the right conversations, but not like doing it in a way with an end goal, if that makes sense. Like it
Yes.
all just came together
Yeah.
at the end where he was like, would you do this? And I was like, for a moment, I was like, I'm going to wait to respond for a minute. And then my fingers wouldn't let me wait, because I was like, I wanted to say no, but I like typed back. I was like, hell yes. And I was like, what am I doing? Because it's like the universe knows like this is a goal for you. And like that's an opportunity that you don't pass up, no matter how scary it is.
Yeah.
So,
So true. And I love how you said like the goal, like even for me in networking events, I love people. So I just love going to networking events with the goal of just meeting new people.
mhm.
And what I've learned over the years now is it's never about that night. It's
Yeah.
never about that 2-hour event. It's about continuing to speak to those people. And 2 years down the line, you might be front of mind for them when
Mhm.
someone is looking for help with accounting, or when someone's putting on an event and you would be perfectly aligned for that event or that
Yeah.
stage. And the relationships that you're able to build in between have nothing to do with that opportunity. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden the opportunity is just the cherry on top.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the way that you put that so much more beautifully than I did. I was like some rambly story about it. But yeah, that's absolutely right. It is about the relationships that you continue to cultivate after that conference. So it's
Yeah.
great to talk about this before an event that you put on, so that people,
Yeah.
that's always my thing too, is like before I go to an event, I sit down and I write in my notes app on my phone, like if there are specific people at that event that I know they're going to be there and I want to make a point to talk to them, not for any self-serving reason, but just like I know they're going to be there and this is a person I want to know and connect with. Like I'll make a list of people I want to meet and have a conversation with or take a picture with. Like it can be as simple as that. Like I just want to make sure I get a picture with this person, like for the
Yeah,
gram.
that was me
Uh,
at Intuit Connect this year. I'm like, "I know you, you don't know me. Can we have a picture?"
yeah. And then the other thing too is like I decide on what my intention for that event is, and 9 times out of 10 the intention for me, I've learned some things about myself. If I go into it being like I want to learn a specific strategy, that's not going to happen. I'll miss the session or whatever happens, right?
Yeah,
So usually what my intention is, as I've gotten used to going to more events, is actually just to connect with people and trust that the right people are going to be introduced to me. I'm going to be introduced to the right people, and these relationships will flourish from there. But it does take effort afterwards. Like you have to continue to connect with those people, like follow them on social, shoot them an email, like try to stay organized about it.
yeah, organizing
So,
is key. I don't do that, and I should. So,
yeah, it is kind of tricky. Like, um, I'll collect business cards from people. I handed out some business cards at ZeroCon, and I didn't hear really from anyone, but I didn't hand out very many of them. I did try to like email people that I got business cards from, but I don't even like when I'm marketing myself for my firm, when I do like local events and do stuff on that side, I use a digital contact card. I use the
Oh,
Blink
nice.
app.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one is really cool. If someone else also has Blink, it'll like save their information, like it'll swap for you. Most people don't, but most people, when I show it to them, are like, oh my gosh, I need to create this.
Yeah, my mind was blown the first time. I was like, I've got literally every piece of information from you that I need. So,
Hmm.
and it's saved in my phone. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's great. So, yeah, as people are thinking about coming to Wave, then now you have little thing that you can do is like figure out your business card situation
Yeah.
and figure out your intentions and your list of people that you want to meet. And I think
Yeah.
that's enough, honestly. Just
And
be present.
that is it. Be present. Come with the expectation that this is place, a safe place for you to feel heard, to take up all the space, and to carry new relationships that you will create into your future.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so important. Yeah, it is so important. Maybe you'll meet your biz bestie there.
Yeah. Maybe that's my next ad campaign with it. Come meet your biz bestie.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm all for that one. Will your biz bestie be there? Do you have a biz bestie?
I don't have, like, an official biz bestie. For a while, you remember Remy, right?
Mhm.
Remy, if you're listening, Yaremi, she was my person, so we both went through your program at the same time, and she was my person. Year 2 of upkeeping was really, really hard. I think you know that I actually reached out to you for support,
Mhm.
and I went through a lot of mindset work from setbacks that I had in year 2, and she was the person that I could call and be like, "This is hard," and
Yeah.
we could talk about it, and it was so important for me to have that person at that time. Like, I could cry thinking about it, but
Yeah, I have goosebumps because I know
yeah,
exactly how you feel, and that's what Alyssa is to me too. It's like it is so crucial to have that person. So for anyone listening, if you're in your first year of business, it might get really hard at some point, and you do need a person
yeah,
besides your spouse.
yeah. Yeah, and if you're listening, Yarami, she's so busy now. It's like we've hardly had time to connect. But I
Yeah.
know I could pick up the phone right now and be like, "Hey," and she'd be like, "What's up?"
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And Alyssa and I go through long periods of time where we don't talk for maybe like a month and then we talk every day. So it's
Yeah,
like it's just like a regular friendship where we don't take it personally. We both have lives too. We don't live in the same city. It was really nice having her here locally for like a month and a half. I was like depressed when she left because I was like, my best friend is gone.
it's
But
really
yeah,
special, and in order to make it happen, you have to make yourself open to it.
yeah,
So, if
yeah.
anything comes from this event in May, I truly hope that it's relationships are formed. I'm not selling a course, or I don't have time to create a community after.
Yeah, you're like, "I don't have time for
Like,
any of
speaking of
this."
no time, yeah, like, I just
You're
genuinely
purely doing this
yeah,
from the yeah, the bottom of your heart, I guess, which is so amazing, and I think that's what's gonna make this event be like none other because that really isn't there's always an agenda with events, like, if it's put on by a software company, they're, trying to get more people to adopt the software or learn more about the software. If it's put on by a group of people, like sometimes it is selling a course or selling a mastermind or some sort of thing like that. And so the fact that you really don't have an agenda like that, it truly is about giving to the community and connecting people is going to make this just an amazing event. And I cannot wait.
same, and yes, it is. Yeah, I can't wait to see who else decides to sign up. We've got a huge ambitious bookkeeper crowd already.
Oh,
It's just
good.
really fun to just and it is a testimony to just building relationships even on social media, and then watching these online virtual relationships come into your real life.
Yeah.
So this is your chance to step into real life with other accountants.
Yeah. I truly think that's going to be like, I mean, that's my focus for this year, is to just pour more into relationships like in person,
Yeah.
and doing more in person stuff, on the client side, on the bookkeeping side, all of it. And I feel like that's kind of where things are headed. Like go back to the olden days where we did like some in person networking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Except for
but
now with social media, it doesn't have to be like just Seattle or
yeah,
just, a certain area, a certain city. It's like, cool, where's the next event? We're
yeah,
doing Denver, let's go. We're going to
yeah.
Dallas, let's go.
And it's a great way to just be able to explore the country and see new places. And that's what I love about one day events too, by the way.
Yeah.
Because especially with the family, like if it's a 2 or 3 day event, you have a day of travel on either end. And then it's like, then you feel guilty for adding on another day to explore the city that you're going to. And so for me, I usually don't on those longer events. I get there, the next day is the event, and then I leave either the final day of the event or the morning after. And so, like, that's why I love one day events, because now you have wiggle room in case you can take an extra day and you're not exhausted and
Yes.
ready to be home yet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, love
I'm
that.
notorious for leaving on the last day of a conference, and of course, like, the agenda's never, like, fully done, and then I realize, "Oh, great, I'm missing, like, 3
The wrap
things I
party.
really
Yeah.
want." Yeah, I really wanted to go to.
Yeah. If anything, like for anyone considering going to larger, like multi-day events, if you're going to miss any of the event, miss the first day. Because the end of the event is where all the fun happens.
Yeah, show up fashionably late, people will be like, "Oh, you made it," and then there you
Yeah.
go.
They won't even know if you were there on the first day in a large event. It's like, oh, I just missed you yesterday, I guess.
That's so true. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So I have one more fun thing that I'm going to be trying to do on interviews this year. And you're my guinea pig because you're my first interview of the year.
Love it.
I'm going to do a fun little game. I did this on one of the podcasts I did with Alyssa whenever I went to visit her. And it was easier with her because she's not the only Alyssa Lang. You are literally the only Erin Pohan.
You know what? That's hilarious. I'm not. I'm actually
You're
there's an
not?
OG
Okay.
Erin Pohan who is my husband's cousin, and people, like,
But there's
always
nothing on the internet about her. So,
Okay, well, I know what game this is. This is fun. I'm also nervous.
so I had to change the game, is what I'm
Okay.
saying. I would have wanted to do that game of like, did you say this or did the other Erin say it? I can't play that game. So instead, we're doing this or that. And let me get my notes up. This or that accounting edition, just so people can get like, I just think these are fun. It's to get to know people and be like, oh, maybe, someone is going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm like exactly the same as you, and reach out to you and you'll have a new biz bestie.
Love it. That's a competition.
Okay. So, first section is tools and tech. QuickBooks Online or Zero. I
No,
already know the
QuickBooks
answer.
Online.
HubDoc or Dext.
Ooh, neither, but I guess
Oh,
HubDoc.
neither. Why neither? Do you use the QuickBooks functionality for that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but I do have a client who lives in HubDoc, and it works really well
Okay.
for them. I don't know anything about Dex, so HubDoc it is.
Yeah. And so, side note, has the receipt capture stuff improved in QuickBooks Online in the
I
last
think it
couple
has.
years?
I feel
Yeah.
like with the, ability to add from the app, that's been a game changer.
Yeah. Gusto or ADP.
Gusto!
Excel or Google Sheets.
Ooh, Google Sheets.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Online or local bank accounts.
Shout out to Relay.
Yep. Dubsado or Ignition.
Dubsado.
Okay. Asana or ClickUp.
Ooh, neither. I was Asana for a while.
Okay.
Keeper. Can we add Keeper?
Keeper. I was like, should I put like Keeper on here or ClickUp? And whatever, because I'm going to hear the answer anyways.
Yeah.
Digital calendar or physical planner.
Oh, digital. Oh my goodness. I love physical planners for like 3 days and then they remain blank. So it's a problem.
Know yourself.
Yeah.
Zoom or Google Meet.
Ooh, Zoom.
Okay. All right. Now this one's about like event culture, like conference
Yeah.
culture and events. In-person conferences or virtual summits?
In person.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Early morning keynote or late afternoon breakout session?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with early morning keynote.
All right. Networking events or panel discussions?
Ooh, I love panels. I love a good panel.
Yeah. Swag bags or free coffee stations?
Both. You're really gonna make me
I
choose.
know.
That one's
No, you can say
hard.
both on literally everything.
Okay, free coffee stations, and that was a part of this event that I was like, "We have to get the all-day beverage cart," because
Yes.
I've been to so many conferences where it's like, you hit that afternoon, like, 3 PM lag, and you're like,
Mhm.
"Where's the coffee?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, that was with
Put it
lunch."
away.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah. Bookkeeping retreats or tech-focused workshops?
Bookkeeping retreats,
Lunch and learn sessions or happy hour meetups?
happy hour meetups,
Oh. Big name keynote speakers or niche relatable presenters?
niche relatable presenters.
I hope we're getting a look into your conference. I
I
think
know, I'm like, I mean, I'm
you're giving it all away.
answering about the conference, yeah.
Beachside conference location or big city convention center?
Ooh, beachside would be great.
Yeah. Conference after party or heading to bed early?
After party. I hear there may be a party bus being ordered for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Talk to Alyssa.
Yeah, I know. Wherever she's at, those will be there. Yeah, and even though I'm an introvert, I still like when I'm at these things, I do get FOMO if I don't participate in things. So I power through. I will be drinking caffeine,
Yeah.
even though like I don't drink a lot of caffeine anymore for certain things when in Rome. It calls for it. So, yeah, I'm super excited for your event. Do you have any other closing remarks that you want to share? Is there an easy URL people can go to if they're just listening? It'll be in the show notes, but
Yeah. We'll leave it in the show notes because I did have one, but it works 50% of the time. It works every time. So I'll make sure you have the right one to use. And last remarks, I shared this on Alyssa's podcast, and I think it's so important that it'll just continue to be shared. Even if you can't make this event here in Seattle in May, there is room for you, listener, in this industry, and you don't need anyone's permission to create an event yourself or just take up the space and share your voice. So we just need to know you exist. So show yourself and find a biz bestie. And yeah, thanks for having me, Serena.
you're so welcome. And I have one more question about the conference with the event. Are
Yes.
you capping the attendance number?
Yes. It's going to be a much more smaller focus just to build the relationships. And so people don't feel like they're lost in a big room. And so we're hoping to get at least 50 women in the room. Ideally, 65 is our max.
Okay. Awesome. Good to know. So if
Yeah.
you're listening to this, don't delay because
Yeah,
they could
we're
sell
just
out.
we're just about halfway sold out. So,
Wow,
yeah.
that's actually really incredible for a pre-sale situation.
Yeah.
Like I've heard of events not being even at half like a month before. So,
Oh, wow. Okay, well, get on it then
yeah.
because I do I mean, we have to, like, have our hard counts in 30 days before, but
Yeah.
yeah, we want you here if you can make it, so please sign up or reach out if you have questions.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing on the podcast and being a part of the community. And if you're in my Facebook group, reach out to Erin. She's in there. And yeah, so thank you again so much. And we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who helps make this podcast possible. Content and interviews are produced by me, Serena Shu. Our intro and outro music is written and performed by my brother, Ian Gilliam. Editing is also by Ian using his awesome sound engineering skills along with Descript software. Hosting and publishing is by Buzzsprout. And you can check out the show notes for links to all of these amazing resources and resources mentioned in the episode.
Be ambitious.